All right, so now that we have the quiz working, what I want to be able to do is just be able to reset the results. So that way when you click, the results go back to nothing. Okay, so that's what I want to have happen. Now, in order for us to do that, we have to do that through code. We're going to need to be able to interact with all the things. Now, if you recall, we cannot interact with objects as they are. They have to have instance names. So if I want to get to this slide, right, and then I want to get to this box specifically, as well as these things here, I need to have a path. So if you look, this has a name. These have names. That's all good. However, if I look at this slide here, this does not. So we're going to have to do slide 04. So it needs an instance name because I have to have a path that gets to it. And then if we click on all slides, you'll see all slides, the whole thing here doesn't have an instance name. So we'll just call this all slides. Okay, great. Now we can start doing it. So I'm just going to hit F9, or you go to Window Actions. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the button here. And we just need to do a generic event listener. So I'm going to click on this, open here, go to event handlers, and we're just going to do the mouse click event. So double click on that, and we'll get rid of this extra bit here, and we can get rid of all this code here. And what we need to do is reset our results there. So it's going to be this dot, and then it's all slides, because that's the name of, you got to look at it like it's a file path, like these objects are inside of each other. So it's going to be all slides, then it's slide 04, then it's, I don't remember what the name of the box was. So we're going to just double click in here until I get to it. Final score. So I'm just going to copy that name. All right. Go back to actions frame 1. Final score. And then I want to change the text that's inside of it. And we're going to give it a value of nothing. We're just going to close quotes. So basically it goes back to being blank again. Let's go ahead and test this. And we're just, basically it's going to reset it to 0 every single time. But that's fine. I don't want to have to make it that we're, because we could set it up that, oh, when you're on the very first frame, go ahead and reset it. But it'll just be easier just to do it once. So we'll go like this, and we'll just leave that one wrong. Yay. But if I click on that, see it goes back to blank. And so that's great. There is a problem, though. You'll see these are still checked. So we need to reset these. And to do that, we can actually just we can just steal a bit of code that we already wrote. So what I'm going to do is go to, actually grab it, slide 4. We have this bit here. Actually, not that part. Sorry, the 3 checkboxes. We have this bit here where I said this checkbox, go to and stop. This one, if you recall, blanks out the other ones when you click on the each thing. So what we're going to do is go ahead and copy this. I'm just going to do Control C. I'm going to go back to the one on the here. And then I'm just, after this, going to hit Control V. And then we're going to need a little bit more than what this is. So we're just going to be this dot all slides again, dot slide 04. And then I think dot checkbox 2. I think it's right on the top, right? I think it's in something. So, oh, it might be, actually, you know what? It's inside of answers, I think. Now I don't remember. Hang on. Yeah, it's inside of this. So we need answer 1. Control C. Okay. Go back to here. So it's going to be this dot all slides dot slide 04 dot checkbox 2. Or I'm sorry, not checkbox 2. It's going to be dot answer 01 dot checkbox 2, and then go to and stop that. Okay. So what we're going to want to do is, I'm just going to delete this one. We want to just reset them all. So we'll do checkbox 1. And we're just going to copy that. And we have to do this to all of them. So there's going to be, if you recall, I'm going to actually space them out. So it's a, oops. So if you recall, there's going to be, oh, I keep doing that. There's going to be, what do you call it? 9 of them total. So we're just going to go like this, and it'll be, answer 01, that'll be checkbox 1, checkbox 2, checkbox 3, and then this will be answer 2, 2, 2, because each one of these are those 3 sections, 3, and then this will be 1, 2, 3, and same thing here, 1, 2, and 3. All right. So the idea is that we have each answer section and then each checkbox in it, and we're just putting them all to the blank like we did for the other bit of code there. And we'll just test that real quick. Okay. Oops. And let's just gotta always test. Okay, so we'll just go this. Doesn't really matter. I don't really care. Results. I hit play, and if you look, it reset those back to 0. And it also reset my results. So now we can do whatever we want and hit results, and voila, you can see that, yay, those are now reset. Okay, so that looks pretty okay. I want to do one other thing, and then we'll be good. And that's just to show you something in case you wanted to do this. So let's say that, because this is probably more common, like this is an animation that's just looping, but let's say you have an animation of just something sliding in that stops. We're going to want to reset that every time. This is actually going to be easier than the thing we just did. So I'm just going to go to, let's say, the second slide, and I'm just going to grab, I have some objects that I already made from before. I'll just close this out. And we'll do the megalodon tooth. I'm just going to put it, we're on slide 3, right? Yeah, we're going to put it in here, and I already have the text there, so I'm going to write text, and I'm going to make another layer. I'm going to call this one graphic. Okay, and we'll just go ahead, and I'm going to drag it over here. I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller because it's kind of gigantosaur. Okay, like that. And I'm just going to have this take 1 second and then animate up. So we're going to go like this, and I'm going to hit F5 just to extend all of them. So now the timeline goes to there. And we're going to go right click in here. I'm going to go create motion tween. And I'm just going to go ahead, and here we're going to hit F6 to put a keyframe so that it stays there. And then here I'm just going to go ahead and move this up like so. So basically it's just going to play. It's just not going to move and then show up and slide in, right? So it gives them a second to read it and then slide in. Now, what's going to end up happening if we watch this is it's just going to keep looping. So I want it to stop at this frame. So we're going to have to add a little bit of code. So I'm just going to go to F9, go to code snippets, go here. Make sure you have that frame selected. Go to code snippets, timeline navigation, stop at this frame. Okay, so now what will happen is when it plays, it's going to play and then it's going to stop there. Okay, the problem is now is that as we go through, you're going to see that that will just be there in the next run through. So what I want to do is I want to reset basically this animation, the slide 02. And we're just going to do the same thing that we've already done before. So I'm going to click back to all slides so I can make a name onto get rid of this, onto slide 2, and we'll just give it, we'll call it slide 02. That way I can access it. And all we're going to do now is go to that button that we just on the play button where we had all, actually we didn't even need to make a separate one because we already had a play button. But anyway, we're just going to take this here, and we're just going to add to reset inside of this. So we're just going to say this dot slide. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be all slides first. All slides, then dot slide 02 dot, and then just play, right? Because it'll have a stop, and that'll just reset it to play again. All right. So let's go ahead and test that. Okay. And you can see it slides in. Good. And you can see, hopefully you saw that it reset, right? So every time we hit play, it should reset, except it didn't there. That's weird. Let me hit that. See, it does go down, but I think, oh, what's happening is it plays. I think it's playing too quickly. And there it goes. I don't know. I think maybe it's a little bit of a delay. But anyway, you can see that that's how you would basically reset those animations in case you want to do that. So that way it's always fresh. Okay. And I think that was all that I really wanted to cover. So now you have basically a slideshow. You test whether they learned what you created, and you made sort of an interactive experience. Okay. So looks good.